Okay, so runes in the terminal. I couldn't stop there. I had to make the script. So I actually made a rudimentary script. Right now, it only reads a single input string or a single line. It can't do a whole file yet as standard input, but it can read standard input. So here's the runes script. Now, if I have runes, and I do double quotes because I'm going to have some spaces, it's a string of text. This is a random string of text. Hello, YouTube. Now, standard input, standard output. But because Simple Terminal supports UTF-8, we have rune output because it's Unicode. Now, the Elder Furthark rune alphabet doesn't have a text character representation for the X or Q characters, so I obviously don't have anything to replace that. But because this script primarily relies on sed or stream editing, that doesn't really matter because it's not going to throw a wrench in the system. So all special characters won't even process unless you escape them, but if you escape them, punctuation, numbers, alphanumeric that's not represented, X or Q, just get passed over and left into the output string. But everything that can be changed to a rune, according to the sed criteria, is done this way. So what does the script look like? First, this is actually something, because I actually had a use case finally to make this script and make it work, I actually had a reason to learn some stuff. So I actually learned a little bit about testing and the conditional flow operation of the if statements in Bash, how to make sure this is reading textual string input as standard input, using variables. I couldn't get a function to work, but this seems to work. It's not fully POSIX compliant because it does rely on Bash command substitution. This is the only way so far I can figure out how to make this work. If you go to the GitHub repo, which I'll show you in a bit, I do actually have some to-do items that could use some help, and some of it is actually pretty newbie-friendly. So we'll go over that in a second. But all this does is it takes in raw, standard input. It'll either take in it as the first argument, so a single string as the argument of the script, or you can pipe text, a line of text into this. So if you echo something or cat something into the script, the first line will be run through the script because I haven't figured out how to make it read a whole file line by line and then operate on it yet. I want to do that. That is something I want the script to be able to do. But anyways, so once you get that first line of input, it'll read it in as string input, and then it's going to echo that string input into the translate function and change anything that's uppercase to lowercase. So we're all dealing with standard lowercase because, once it outputs to Elder Furthark, there is no casing. It's not going to matter. But this makes it easier to do the sed regular expressions on it because I do have some regular expressions in here. So then it just pipes it forward through multiple sed arguments. Now I structured them so that it does the compound runes first. So TH is the Thorisaz rune because that stands for TH instead of the Tiwaz and Hagalaz runes, which is T and H respectively. This way, if you have the word the, you're only going to have 2 runes, not 3. But if you have a T character and an H character separated by any other things, it's going to be the T and the H runes, respectively. So I went through and I did all these compound letter regular expressions to rune operations first. So TH, NG, and then there's a couple regular expressions for characters that are represented by the same rune, which is K and C by Kanaz and P and W by Vunyo. Actually, it's not P, that's actually V, W and V. I need to change that. But yeah, so it runs through and pipes the output strings of all of these into continuous sed arguments to pull out each character and replace it with its rune counterpart and finally echo out the result to standard output. And this is this is the script. Now the repo I have for this is on here, runes. Now I have a GIF demo of this. I do have some to-do items, so if you want to help me out with this and figure out how to make it read a whole file as standard input and operate on each line, I would really appreciate the help. I also need to figure out which terminal emulators support UTF-8, because that is what you're going to need to actually have rune characters output as standard output. So Simple Terminal or Suckless ST, this terminal emulator does support that, so that's why you see it on my terminal. And then if there's any way anybody can tell me how to figure out how to make, like, retain the functionality of this and replace the bash command substitution, that would help me make this more POSIX compliant and portable to other systems. But ultimately, you need to have UTF-8. So this is what I threw together after I uploaded my previous video, like an hour or a couple hours ago. I couldn't leave this alone. I wanted to play with the idea of this, and so now a script exists. Woohoo! So check it out, fork it, help me with it, have fun. Bye.